Hello and welcome back to For the Love of This Moment, a show or series or thing where we create an entire hour-long set in these half-an-hour segments. So we've made about 2 minutes so far in the first two half an hours, and it's been pretty good. Just a quick thing to call out first. We've got 10 views on the first video, we've got 8 views on the second one, but one comment from someone that I used to know back in the day making music. So I'd love it. I view this thing as something that I eventually want to have a community around where people can give me like ideas and say, try doing this or you shouldn't do that. And then I'll grumble and maybe do it or maybe not. So if you're watching this and you like it and you have a thought, do not hesitate to comment it down below. And then I can take that into account tomorrow in the next one. Anyway, where are we up to so far? Well, yesterday we made this section here, which is the drop. That involved creating some drums for it. It involved getting a bass line. It also involved making a new hook from a cut up vocal of someone talking about purpose, which is great for this whole track because it's all about the moment. And that all came together really nicely. The vocal in particular gave it a really gritty feel. So I'm super happy with this first drop. Here's a little sample of what we made yesterday. There we go. So, what are we aiming to achieve today? Well, there's a couple of little things that I want to improve in what we've done so far. Namely, I want to just work on the chord riser bits. They get too loud for me still, which you probably just heard. And also, I did something with the voicing of the chords, but it just makes them sound like they're just repeating rather than ascending as I want them to. So I'm going to work on that a tiny bit. Then I've got a note for another thing. I want to just work a little bit more on the drums and layer them up here, which we'll get to in a second. And then that will help us progress out. And I've got an idea for where I want to take the song next. So first off, let's work on these chords a little bit. Should we start the time? There we go. Cool, so this is the chords as they are. So first off, they just get too loud, so I'm just going to fix that by automating them down a little bit. I think because of just where they sit in the frequency range, and then also because I'm washing everything else out, they get a bit piercing. So I'm just going to see if I can get them down a little bit there so that they're not overwhelming everything at that point. Yeah, nice. And then that also makes it hit harder. So then the second thing is that when I wrote them, they were just ascending chords like this. I'm trying to remember to swap cameras a bit so you can see. So they're just ascending chords like this. And let me put it like here and then you'll be able to hear it properly. So just going up. And then I revoiced it, as you'll see here, because by itself it sounded quite cool to have them go do, do, and then the second two, the top note is at the bottom, like that. Solo it. Which does sound quite cool by itself. Sorry, you can't see that. There we go. I will get better at swapping cameras correctly. So, yeah, you can see the lower notes are down here. But for me, it just means that it gets lost. The problem is that if I then put them back up to where they were, this just feels a bit naff. Also, I just fixed the timing of these, so I'm just going to repeat these a little bit. This is in a previous session. I fixed the timing of those two, but forgot to copy it across. So I think, unless I bring the top ones up, I was hearing something when I was listening to it, which was do, do, do. I think maybe I just put the height, this one up as well. And then it's one 4-note chord, but it could be quite cool. I think that's all it needs. It just then has that rise up and down, but it's still got the cool voicing thing. So let's pull that across and repeat it. In between, let me do this. In between the each of these sessions, I obviously listen to the song quite a lot and have thoughts which is, so I'm trying to update you on those as we go, because otherwise I'll just be doing things and it won't make any sense at all. Cool, so I think that's remedied. Let's just see how that feels going in. Yeah, it's got that nice like undulation up and down now, which is exactly what I wanted. Bass. Cool. So then next off, I just wanted to make it so that after we've had the first 8 bars of this drop here, then the drums build a little bit. So let's play around with that. I'm thinking I've got no ghost notes in at the moment. A ghost note is a like, it's kind of like the silent snare note before. At the moment, the drums are very straightforward. Like they're not the drums. The drums are very, and I want maybe a little break or something short and repetitive to kind of add that groove in. So it's bum catch. It's that in the middle. Now the hi-hats have a bit of that groove in already. You can kind of hear it's almost a ghost note. It's like catch. But I think just another little break that's quite tight in there would be quite nice. So let's look for a sample to drop in first. I want something really clean. Maybe just ghost notes actually, and just see if there's anything. Ghost snare. That's what I want. My cousin is a drum and bass artist, and when we make music together, he does all the drums. He is unbelievable at drums, but just watching how he just knows the components of a groove so well, but putting it together is just incredible. That's quite interesting. I wonder if I can just take the jip from that. It's too slow, of course, but maybe we can pull that over and retime it and then cut out the bits that don't work, like the snare and the kick, which we don't need. Where are we? Come on, Splice. Download. If anyone knows anyone at Splice who can fix the fact that the web app doesn't download, that would be awesome. Okay, here we go. So we got... It's so piercing, isn't it? It's... So in the groove first, just so you hear what I'm going for, it's going to be... I just want back. Maybe I just write them in, you know. Have I got something that would work for that? Later on in the song, I want to go into a booty house, which is all like all that stuff. It's kind of soft one. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, I'm dealing with some latency already. This is going to get really bad later on, isn't it? So let's take out these. So it'll be... And then let me just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Because there's... Oh, you can see the latency there. So let's just pull that forward and then see how that sounds. Unmute it. Oh, and then turn off. So Logic updated recently. I learned how to use Logic years ago, and it started now recording in the region any automation, which should be cool. That's good. But now I have to delete it every time I change the automation while it's playing, and it's really annoying. And I don't know how to turn it off. then one in there as well. Cool, and then that just comes down in volume. And you can see that just helps the groove along, especially if you then put the nice. Okay. So that will just help it build. I think we want just something like some kind of, maybe some congas or something, just some other percussion, just to layer it a little bit, so we can get that sense of it growing, shakers or something. What happens if we just type in percussion, find some random percussion, live sounds, go on. Loops, okay. That's quite cool, because they can just put that up and high and to the left and right, and it'll just give a sense of space to the beat. So let's do that. Anything else? Yeah, and then that. So we'll put one up left and one up right. Anything else? No, that sounds like trap to me. Okay. It's the breaking glass sound is so iconically trash in my trash. That's a Freudian slip. Trap in my mind. Okay. Let's bring that faster. So this one will be kind of half-timey, and this one will be full-timey. Is that what you say? Okay. So then, how do these sound? That's good. This one does want to be like that, I think. It wants a tick, 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 tick. And then both of these, let's just put them into the reverb so they're in the space. Reverb, bus send 1. So this is our big reverb in bus 1. There we go. So then that will just help open it up after the drop. So we'll go into the smaller version. So you can hear how small this sounds now in comparison to where it's going, but that means we can reopen it later on. Okay, then where I want to take it is I want to try and do something which is kind of a cut up piano that hits on the boom, dun, dun, on the kind of second beat, I think, and keeps the energy, keeps it sounding kind of cool. There we go. There's real music knowledge. I wanted to keep it sounding cool, dude. So let's repeat that. I keep pressing the wrong button. There we go. So we've got chords up here, right? So let's duplicate this. God, at some point I'm going to have to clear this project up. Bearing in mind we're, 2 minutes into it, 33 tracks, it's going to be an hour long. I'm really going to have to clean this up. Okay, so then this becomes, let's get rid of that, keep the compressor for that. The compressor's doing sidechain, making it bounce. Let's pull up, what have I got? I want a piano. Have I got a nice piano somewhere? Is Spitfire loaded? Nope. No, it's not. Okay, never mind. I guess just sampler must have a piano in it, right? Pianos, keyboards, electric pianos, acoustic pianos. What have we got? Let's hear this. Cool, that'll work. And then I'm just gonna classic put it back through Chroma Glow and just try and get something that sounds older, and also I want a real, like, a attack at the start of it. So actually I'm just going to put that in now. Dynamics and then the enveloper. So let's just give it a real thing at the start. Cool, and then I'm just going to bounce that, and I'm going to turn that into a sampler in and of itself, so it becomes an instrument, and then I can play that and try and get a fun rhythm with it. So what does that sound like? Where is it? Show me what you got. My keyboard's too small, which means I always have to transpose it down to find the notes. Although I still can't find them. Mapping. Why didn't that work? Let's try this. Convert to new sampler track. Transient markers. Go. Oh, I deleted the wrong thing. Lol. Okay. Did I? Convert to new sampler track. Transient markers sampler. Okay, there we go. And then this should be my thing, transposer. Yeah, and then where are my samples? Is it glitching? Hang on, I'm going to pause because I don't want to waste my time, and I'll be back when it's fixed. Let's pause that and pause that. Oh. Okay, we're back. Let's put the time back on. I had to do it another way, but now. Okay, let's just play around with this for a bit. I'm going to turn it right up. And I actually just write it in, I think. Let's get rid of the transposer. What can I want it with the bass line, I think. Do. Is that that must be earlier, right? Dun, 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 dun. Dun. Oh, there it is. And that must be later as well. And this one's to come. I mean, let's just add some like tiny ones, see what happens, eh? Let's just zoom in completely wrong. There we go. Ticket. Maybe maybe this one's just a hit later as well, like that. That's quite cool. That's quite cool indeed. I kind of want like a, oh, where you are. It's just going to ramp up and then it's going to go straight back down to just the ARP, and that'll be a really nice bit of contrast. Okay, so where are we? Let's see. That can come later. Cool. Tell you what though, I don't know if I actually love the melody of that. Uh-oh. I kind of want something that does something more interesting. Ding. So let's come back to the piano. Ding, ding, ding. Do I want to just like have an E through it? That's an interesting chord. What happens if we just play that in and then try and work out something from there? What chord is that? A minor 7. Okay. And then that kind of makes it again sound a little bit less major, which is with that other one in there, which is quite nice. That's it. Yeah, that's much more interesting. And then I wonder if we can just take this and then also do it in some strings just to see what happens. This is all now going to build way too fast, but let's see. That's quite cool though. It's quite cool. What other note do I want in there? And then I just want something. It's getting way too big. It's way too fast. But let's. Maybe this doesn't come in yet. And I'll tell you what, I'm just going to listen to the drop one more time, but also take a chance to play the cut off of the bass line in, because it's a bit all over the place at the moment. It keeps on fading out. Oh, and that's why. Oh no, that's the... Cool. And then let's keep it building from there, right? Just more and more and more. So this doesn't need to drop yet. So we'll keep this flowing. I love when you play it and you can tell where it wants to go slowly. It's really, really nice. So. Okay. Cool. That's going somewhere nice. And then let's just wash it all out. So one of the things that I want to do with this and mess around with is just make sure that I kind of have, you know, when you DJ, you have knobs that can control remove the bass from the entire track and add reverb to the entire track. And I like to mirror that when I make music as well, which is just to have some stuff on the master that you can kind of change everything with. And my favorite thing to do that with is Endless Smile, which is just a one knob drop maker. So it sounds like this. This is the one I always use, but I think it's going to be too much in this case, but I'll just try it. So let's turn on latch on the master and see. Awesome. And then we want the sub bass. Where is the sub bass in there? Oh, here. So and I tell you what we should bring back in here is the full sample of the guy and just see if that works at this point. Where was it? Here. And then let's just put this through a lovely reverb like this and see.
They tell you to find purpose in life. It's a funny one. I do believe in destiny.
Okay, I just don't like these sample keys. I don't mind them in the background, but I think what I want to play around with is just the release of this bass line, because I can make it kind of flow out for a while. Let's just try that.
They tell you to find purpose in life. It's a funny one. I do believe in destiny.
Cool. And then I'll just get the cut off crazy there as well. Cool. Now I'm just going to try what happens if I play around with the resonance on the drop as well. So the resonance is the peak. That's pretty cool. Okay. good. Gets floaty. Nice and floaty. And then the bass comes back in, along with the sample.
We tell you to find purpose in life.
Yeah.
It's the funny one. I do believe in destiny.
That's pretty cool. Okay, I think the release length is... Oh look, the time is paused. I'll just pause it for a second. I think the release is too long. There, the decay time. That. Oh, I know what I want to do is I want to spike the reverb there, I think. Make it just massive. So let's try, is it reverb 2? Let's turn off latch. It's that, okay. All together now. Cool. And maybe just the do. Maybe first. And then I think it just needs to get tighter way quicker than that. Do. Where's the decay? Release? Yeah. So then all of this just comes down like that. So it gets tight really fast. Cool, and then just a little bit less volume on it as well, because it's a bit overwhelming. Just there. Just down a couple of decibels. Because I don't want it to overwhelm the rest of the track. Down a little bit like that. Cool. Okay, well that's the end of the time. Oh, I keep on thinking you're over there. That's the... Has that worked? Yeah, that's the end of the time. Let's have a little listen to what we got done today, and then we'll call it. That breakdown could be smoothed a little bit.
We tell you to find purpose in life. It's the funny one. I do believe in destiny.
Okay, I'm a big fan of that. Thanks for watching along today, and I will see you tomorrow.